there everybody, and welcome to my first Let's Play, which is of this game we can see right here, which is Touhou 8 Imperishable Night. Now for this first part I'm not actually going to play the game at the moment, because I want to first give you a little introduction, some basics of this game series, of how it works, some of the gameplay, and how all the menus generally work. But then the next part we'll be playing through each stage in separate parts. And so let me start off by saying the Touhou series is a series of shooters called of the Danmaku genre, which is a Japanese word which means barrage, as in a barrage of bullets, because there's far more bullets to dodge in the Touhou series than the normal shooters, but the bullets generally move a lot slower than the other shooters. The games are vertically scrolling, so they scroll upwards. Each game consists of around 6 stages, each with a boss at the end. You start off by fighting a load of enemies, then you usually fight a mid-boss, then you fight the boss, then you move on to the next stage. And as you go through the stages, you get more and more harder. And if you can manage to beat the game without continuing on normal or harder, you can unlock an extra stage where it's a very, very hard stage, with a hard mid-boss and a very hard mid-boss and an equally hard boss. And but basically, I'll start off the 4 difficulty levels are easy, normal, hard, and lunatic. Now, easy is just people who are starting out, they've never played the game before, and it really kind of takes it easy, but it's still very hard even on easy. So it's basically for beginners. It's easy. Normal is just your typical mode. Most people will play normal who are used to shooters often. And hard level is arcade difficulty, quite a bit harder than normal, and for people who like to play arcade difficulty games. And lunatic, as the name suggests, is for lunatics. Basically, it's incredibly hard spells, and incredibly hard. And spell card I've just mentioned, then we'll get on to when I actually start playing the games. And one thing that mainly draws people towards the Touhou series is the music. If you can listen to the title music right now, it's a very unique kind of style of music. And I have to say that the Touhou games are developed by one single person, believe it or not, who runs this company called Team Shanghai Alice, and his name is it's not actually really known what his true name is, but he's known as Zun, Z-U-N, and he's actually the sole developer of these games. He does all the programming, all the music, all the designs, all the characters, and it's really kind of amazing to imagine that these all games are done by one single person. You're looking at the work of one person. But there's 2 reasons why he's been able to do these games, and once I mention them, you'll pretty much get how he's able to make the games. Number 1, he's Japanese, obviously, because you can see quite Japanese characters on some of these menus. And 2, he's an alcoholic. So yeah, that's all you really know. He's Japanese, he's an alcoholic, and he's an alcoholic. That's why he's able to develop these games, because you know what the Japanese are like, and you know what alcoholics are like. They can do some pretty insane stuff. And basically, as we saw on the start here, you select your difficulty, and then you can select between characters. Now, Imperishable Night is kind of different in that you select between teams of characters. You have 4 teams of 2 characters. Your first team here is called the Border team. Second team is Magic team. Third is the Scarlet team, and the 4th is the Ghost team. But you can also select between each character individually if you prefer. but the thing is, you only get one shot type because you get two different shot types for two different teams, kinda. And we'll get all onto that when we go on to the first stage. And, unique to Imperishable Night, the spell practice mode where you select between where you can select between the different spells of the different bosses to perfect them, like capturing them and not bombing them and that. And again, they're all stuff we'll get onto when we get into the first stage. And you can also practice the levels as well, like if you don't you can practice the levels if you want to, where you're not actually playing through the game, you're just practicing that level, and once you've done it, you'll see how you're done, and like whether you died, and like just trying to perfect it basically. Replays is where if you beat the game on normal or higher without continuing, you can watch the replay of you playing the game, but you can only do that if you've not continued and if you're not using the slow mode, which I'll just get to in a minute. Results, you can basically see how well you've done on spell cards from the difficulties and from the different teams, and whether you captured them and what bonuses you got and that. And then as you can see in the music room, you can listen to the music in the game. This is the stage 1 theme, and this is the first stage boss theme. Again, all stuff we'll get to when we start playing the game. And finally, in options, you can select stuff like how many lives you want. This one game's quite generous, is that you can give you up to 7 lives. Normally, you only get 3 lives in most of the games, which is a lot harder. You can do a different graphic mode between 32-bit and 16-bit, which I'm not really sure what that is. Also, you can switch between WAV and MIDI for the music. And MIDI sounds a lot more older style, as you can hear right now. It sounds a lot more simple, but I prefer it in WAV. And you can do volume and sound effects control here. You can also do between window and full screen modes. There's slow mode, which slows the game down for it to make it a bit easier, but it doesn't like to do replays or scores. You can reset all the options to default one here. You can do key configurations here, just very creepy as they are. Yeah, that's just a brief. This first part is just like basically explaining just a little bit about how the Touhou games work. I can't actually show you any gameplay yet, but we'll definitely, when we go into the second part, I'll definitely show you. We'll definitely be showing you how it works and stuff. I have to say, and also, just before I end it, this is the very first Let's Play of any game I've ever done ever. And also it's the first time I've ever attempted doing commentary, live commentary, while I've been doing it as well. So yeah, if I can't really think of anything interesting to say, or I'm just talking a load of rubbish, that's just purely down to an experience. And I guess this first part here is just kind of rambling really, but just basically just a quick introduction to the games and how they work and that. So yeah, and that's the first part, just explaining a little about the games. So stay tuned for the next part, which I'll be doing soon, where I'll be playing through the game on normal mode, and we'll be doing split a bit into each stage separately. So yeah, thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you when I the next return, where I'll be playing through the first stage of Imperishable Night. So see you then.